Good morning, my stitchy friends. Welcome to my channel, Stitcha-Rella. Now, today is the day we're doing the basics of cross stitch. Now, I just want to remind you, I am not a formal teacher. I am just showing you what I know, what I do, basically. Not what I know, what I do, how I cross stitch. So I hope all of this is going to be in order. We will learn as we go. There's a few things I'm gonna do and I'm gonna take care of in this video, and it's basically gonna be how to stop and start, how I stitch in a hoop, how I stitch without a hoop, basic things, and then also your silk cross stitch, everything basic that people ask me every time. So I promised, and here it is. We're going to start with the very basics, and we go from there. So remember, I'm not a professional teacher. I've been asked to do this, and here it is. Okay, so this is your basic embroidery scissors. Everyone knows that. I'm going to do the needles now, and the threads, and your beeswax. So let's put them all here. Let's start here. Now, basically, when you get a parcel like with your, it's not with Joy Sunday, but with your other cross stitches, you get a little packet, and in that packet you get your 5 needles, thimble, and a needle threader. Let's just do this one. I wanted to see if these needles are different. That's why I've got 2 packets here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use that just now. This little poof balls are just to keep the needles. You can use them for anything you like. It's just to keep them basically together. And I've got so many of these needles, but I'm spoiled because I use other needles. I wanted to see the difference between the two, and I want to show you as well. Okay. Yep. Big difference. All right. So sometimes you get the one, and another time you get the other. So that's your needle threader. You've got a big point for your bigger needles and a small one for your smaller needles. This is a thimble. I don't use these. They hurt me. But look, my fingers here, and they're all crockety crock. So this thing is for there. I don't stitch myself there. I stitch myself there and there. So I've got this wonderful thing that I got from my friend. And her name is Liz. But I do this, and this is easier. I also use tape, but I've got a video, Let's Talk Tape, if you want to see the tape one. I'm not doing tape today again. So these days I'm just pulling this silicone strip over my finger, and I talk in my videos about my green finger thing, protected thing. It's this thing. So I put this over. Also, I'm going to keep that on. And these ones has got no use for me. I'm going to give them to the kids for an art project. I don't use them. They're just lying around. Those needle threaders are amazing. Now, I just want to show you something. With that parcel, sometimes they normally send you a number 22 needle. I just see now I don't have a 24 here. But it's okay. The 24s comes with your Joy Sunday 14 count. That's a 24 needle. Now, you get one of these. You get or a gold tip or a silver tip. And they do differ. Look at them. You can't choose that in that parcels. The gold tip and the silver tip. The silver tip breaks quicker. Well, and I'm the needle bender breaker. I know. They break very quick. So sometimes you get a gold tip. And sometimes you get a silver tip. So the gold tip ones for me is better. And they're shorter than the silver tip. Now, the ones you get with your parcels are 22s. And then with your 16 counts that you buy, they are 24s. Yes, 24s. Now, I am spoiled rotten because I use a 24 for 9 count and I use a 24 for 11 count. You're supposed to use a 22, but I like the 24s. Now, this is the difference between those needles. They do not give you 26s. Now, this works the best. Now, I do all my 16 count, 18 count, and 14 count with this, 26. Then, my friend sent me 28s of this brand. We can buy here, but we can't get this beautiful brand. I've been looking everywhere. So this is a 28 for my 18 counts. They are minute. They look big because I show them to you like that, but they are actually very, very small. And there's a very big difference between these needles. Now, the average needle that you use on your 9 count and your 11 count, you use a 22. On your 14 and 16, you use a 24. They send a 24 with your 18 as well. You should actually, the 18 works better with a 28. The 14 and 16 works better with a 26. Your 24 needle I use all over the show, but the 26 is my favorite. I use 24 for 9 count. But you can the standard for 11 and 9 counts is actually 22. So you must play around with the needles. It's not set in stone. Go with what's easy for you, right? What's easy for you, that's what matters. All right, that's needles. I'm just doing this. If I miss something, ask me. I'm just doing it like this. We have power issues again today in this lovely country of mine. What's new, right? It's ridiculous. We'll do silk last. Now, when you get thread, let me just make these short order. I snip them, yeah. I snip them for a reason. This is how you get them. You get a thread like this. It's one piece. But now, remember this thread has got 6 pieces in it. So if you look, there is, if you tear them out, there's 6 in there. There's 6 little threads in there. It's very difficult to show. Wait, maybe, yeah. You see there's 6 little threads in there. There's 6. Now for your 11 count, you only need 3. So this whole thread you divide in 2, look. So you take 3 to that side and 3 to that side and you pull. You see? And my demonstration is on an 11 count, so we'll be using this. So you just pull. You can put them out in separate strands. You can. It all depends on the way you want to. The stitches lie more even if you separate them. So that one string made 2, because for 11 count you need 3 strings. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate the 9 count, but I'll tell you about the 9 count. The 9 count uses 4. So you take 4 off, then there's 2 left. 4 off another one, and with those 2 that's left over, you make another string. That is for 9 count. Now, this is 11 count. We're going to use it. Now, for the 18, 16, and 14 count, we buy. You use 2. You only use 2. So 1 can make 3. Okay? So, yeah, you divide them and you only take 2 off. Now, this is for 14 count, 16 count, and 18 count. Otherwise, your coverage is not right. It doesn't matter if you like it differently. This is standard. This is what it should be. Your coverage does not come right if you take less. I've tried it with 1. It does not work. So, 14, 16 and 18 count, you divide this and you've got, out of 1 string you make 3, because for those counts you use only 2 strings. So let's recap. 9 count you use 4 strings. 11 count you need 3 strings. 14, 16 and 18 you need 2 strings. Got that? Great. I know most of you knows this, but if we do this, let's do it properly. Now with this, I stitch normally immediately with that. There's no need for that to go through beeswax. Beeswax gets expensive because you use a lot of it if you do silk. Now a silk thread looks clearly different than normal thread. They act different. They work different. Look at that. They are different. They loose. They make knots. They're a pain in the butt if you don't know how to work with them. All right. So that's your silk thread. And if you do silk thread, you need one of these. Okay. You get all the fancy stuff like threads, thread magic and waxes. You get that. It's very expensive. Now this is what you need if you do silk. Don't worry if it takes a shine away. I'm going to do it in front of you right now. Now, your silk thread, we are doing an 11 count silk. Now, they are not the same. They don't react the same. So, for 11 accounts, you see they fall apart, but they're not easily. We need 3, right? We separate it. And there we are. Slowly, slowly, slowly. I must actually... I hold one with my mouth. I know that's not nice for everybody, but I do it. See? I'm separating it. And you must hold one piece actually with your mouth, because, or with something, because they not. See, if you just pull it, it's a mess. You can take one apart. It's going to take you forever, so by the way. So this is how you do it. Silk is much different than your normal thread. And this one's got a piece of paper here in the back. Okay. So let's put one piece there. You see, they're 3, but look how loose they are. They come apart. Look at that. And it's difficult working with them like this. Now I'm going to prepare one, because we're gonna work with it a bit later. I will show you how it works. Now I just take all of them together as much as I can. I will trim it when I'm done. You see, I hope this is in focus. Then you take your beeswax. I'm doing it so you can see nicely. You take it in that one hole, the bottom one, and I take it through another one, and you pull. Now my beeswax is new, so this might be problematic for the first time. And you pull. It's stuck. Okay. And you pull. Okay, now I did it once. Now the chance that once separates them like that is huge. It always happens. So let me tell you, once is not enough. Okay? So I'm going to take it until, sometimes I take them up to 3 times through the beeswax. You see, there's the consistency that I want. Look at that. It looks like one thread. Let me see on this side, because it's not that the end is not right yet. So I took it through 3 times. And this beeswax I got from FANSELLS, and it's amazing. You can get it from all the stores. Look at that. It is basically, I don't know if I'm going to zoom in and you can see, but I'm going to try and do this as well. It is one solid piece, you see? And now you can work, because now it's not going to be a problem. Now let me show you our needle threader. Okay, this is our needle threader. And I need a needle, right? What are we going to work with? Oh, it's 11 account. Let's do a 26 needle. There's a 24 in there, but I'm going to do a 20. No. Yeah, I will do a 26. Or for purposes, no, I want to use what I use to show you. Doesn't help I show you something different, because this is what I use. Okay. So a 24 needle, you won't use a small one like that, but if you want to, you can. A 24 needle, this is too big. Look, it can't go in. So I use the small size. I like the small needles. They're short and they're cool. So this is what I do. This is how they work. And let's just get this piece straight. Ooh. And righty then. It does not want to play with mommy. We'll fix that now. So you hook it in there. You hook it in there. And you pull it through there. And there you are threaded. You see? Easy. Let me just cut this bottom piece off, because it's got a knot in it. I'm not in the mood to struggle when I show you things. Alright, that one is ready to go. So we're going to do it. Let's do a bigger needle as well, and show you how it works. This is a 22, I think, but it's a small head. Alright, so this one, let's see if this big one goes through this one. It only, yeah, the big one goes through this one, because it's a 22 needle. Yeah, this is a 22 needle. 24, so it's not there. Alright, let's take another one. So you saw what I did. I'll do it again, because these things are amazing. So your needle threader, there's your needle. You put your needle threader through the needle. It hooks there. Your hook, your floss there. Come on, come on. All right, and you pull, and there you go. Ta-da, what a magical thing. And you are ready to go. Okay, so let's put all the readies to goes aside. All right, let's do another. Let's do our, let's get another big needle here for us. Let's thread our, this is a gold tip needle. And you can see on the bottom, it is, look at that. I hate that. So what I'll do is I'll just put it through, and if it doesn't want to stick, I will put that at the end and start at that end so that these ones listen, which they don't want to listen, you know. Still not correct. So they'll be my bottom. My bottom, right. The bottom of my floss, I mean. Okay, so there's your needle. Needle threader through. Your silk floss over the needle threader. You hold it, you pull it through. It might stick a bit because it's full of beeswax. You pull. And there you go. You are all ready to go. You see? Ready, steady, go. For this video's purpose, I am going to make this one shorter. Otherwise, we are going to have a very, very struggling morning. Because my setup, I've tried to set up as good as I could to show you everything. Okay. So that's the basics before you start. And we are going to start now with the start stop. Alright? Okay, just hold on. Okay, I hope everything's going to work out for us, yeah? Now start and stop the way I do it. Remember, this is not a law. I'm showing you what I do, and it works for me. So here is how I start and how I stop. So I'm going to do everything in front. I'm not going to tip things over and stuff like that, right? I want to just do it somewhere with so I can work everywhere here. I want to show you a few things. Now, if I start, I go through. Totally through. You see, I go through. I pull it. Okay? I pull till the end. Now, you can leave a tail and hold it. Okay? Let's show you, okay, if you're a starter with this, leave that tail there, okay? Leave the tail. Now, if you're a starter, you went through now. Then you press it right in the middle. And you pull it through. When I do it fast, it's different. I want to show you, it's tight. And you come out where you want to start, okay? So when you came out where you want to start, this thing is stuck now. Please remove the tail. That tail must be removed. Okay? You're going to work that in. Okay? Done. Alrighty then. I'm just showing you quickly with the tail, and then I'll do it without the tail. Then you start like normal. You see? In and out. Okay, so I also want to show you while I'm busy here. This is start stop. So when I work on Ada and I put it in a ring or a frame, I don't go in, out. I go in. I immediately come out where I want to start. I keep my thread on top. Look at that. So it's basically 2 in 1. And I pull. So look here. I go in just the length of the needle, and I turn the needle and I come out immediately. So my thread is on top. There's a whole half stitch. People call that 10 stitch. It's a half stitch. But in anyway, I'm gonna do that with you as well. So you go in and you come out where you want to stop. See? Look. So I'm showing you how I stitch when I do this as well. I go in and I come out. This is when I make full little stitches. There you go. In and immediately out. Now we're going to end this one off, and then you'll see what I mean. So let's say we finish now, and we're going to end this off. Don't worry about this stitch. This is now your back. You came out in the back and you want to end off. To secure my work, people just push it through and they're done. Well, with handle and with wear and tear, that will come loose. So you go, this is now the back where I came out. Okay, so that's the back. You can go directly in front. This is where I came out. I go into the stitch, I pull. I go in the same one, so it makes a little loop. It does not make a bump in your work, don't worry. Let's just do it right. Oh, this is difficult like this. Okay, and then the next one, I go, this is how I end. So I go through the loop twice. So I went through and back, and there I go back again. And sometimes I just end it off by going through the last ones normally. So I go in again, and this goes nowhere. They don't pull loose, they don't go anywhere. I do this on, see, it's tight, 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 tight. And then this is now, that would have been the front, that, and that's the back. And then I cut it here because there's a loop, and I am done. All right. Okay, so let's do that again. Now I'm not going to leave a tail. So we go through and you pull. Now I don't leave a tail because I'm used to doing this. The tail just bugs me, but there's now, this is uneven. Let me just make this even. Alrighty then. You go through, you pull, and I don't leave a tail. I kind of play chicken with it there. You see, and there. But I don't do this in a hoop. I'll show you later how I do it freehand and top sewing. There you go. So I don't have to. You can pull this. You can pull, 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 pull. It is tight. It's not coming loose. I think someone called it a pin stitch. I don't know. I've always done it like this, and this is the way I've done it. Now, you go in, come out immediately, and there you go. Go in, come out immediately. You don't have to have your floss in the back at all. In, come out immediately, and pull. It's also faster like this than sticking it in, pulling it out, sticking it now. Immediately bring your needle back and you pull. Go in, come out immediately, and you pull. Now I want to show you something different. So, if we go up, let me just see, I showed you this way. It's not going to make a big difference if we go up. Okay, so if you go up, now this is nice. So sometimes I just go up. So what I do is, I stick it in. Now I'm making half stitches up, but I'm coming back. Look. See? In. You come up. In. This is a way I use a lot freehand when I do top stitching, sewing method, because it works and it's easy. So you just go up, 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 up. So where you must go up. And then wherever you feel like turning around, you turn around. You come back. Look. There you go. And there where that one came out, you stick it in again. And you come back. You went to town, now you're going home. You see? Now you come back. Okay, and this also goes the same for sideways. So horizontal and vertical works the same way. I'll do a vertical one now for you. Look at that. There you go. Now let's go this way. I want to go there and back. So you can do it the way you want. This is how I do it. I've showed you already. I work with my thread in the front. So I go. And I go. Okay, so let me just explain this. I go and do my half stitch. I go in. I come out where I want to start my next stitch. See? I end my stitch. I come out where I want to start the next one. There you go. You see, it's easy. There. And then you just come out where you want to start. And now you went to town. And you finish shopping and you want to come back. Now you end your stitch off. So you come back where you start to end it off. There. And you end it off. Come out where you want to start ending off the next stitch. Oopsie. My thing got stuck. Okay. Okay, so you end it off. You come out where you want to start finishing your next stitch. Not difficult at all. I work both ways, but I prefer to work freehand, and you're going to see it is 5 times faster. But you have to practice your tension, otherwise you'll have a wonky stitch. You must practice your tension if you do that. Oh, when I go in the back, look, I slide my needle and just slips into a hole. I do that if you hear that sound, that's what I do. I do it as well when I do top stitching or freehand stitching. All right, now this is, say, the back. Okay, so we've done that. And the back. Now we're at the back, we want to end off. Now we're going to go through. Ooh, okay, through. You see, we went through, but we went back. We go back. We forgot something. We go through again. Okay? You see, that's the one. I'm doing them separately because then you can see. That's the one. And you can feel there's nothing. So to make extra sure, you go through. So you go to the shop. Oh no, I forgot something. Go back. There you go. You go there again. And your work will stay. It will stay. And then you just go to the shop and you never come out because there's too many nice things. There you go. Nice and neat. That's what I like to do. And there they are. So that was the horizontal and vertical. Remember, I slide my needle. It just slips into a stitch. And that is how I begin and start on. I always do, but it's a bit different when I do it all in one on my stitchy videos. But I'm going to show you after I do the whole ring thing. The ring Q-snap thing. Okay, great. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so let's carry on with this. A lot of people ask me about French knots, alright? So let's do French knots. Now let's do a start here quickly. With a French knot, I prefer a longer needle. The shorter needles also work, but if you want to make a big French knot, then sometimes the needle is not long enough. But I am demonstrating it with a 24, I think. So there's my start because I just wanted to show you. Now with a French knot, look where I come out. You can come out anywhere. It's as close to the middle, but don't go in the middle because you don't go back in the same hole. I see if you go back in the same hole, I pull it through sometimes. So what I do is I try and make the holes next to each other, but very close to each other. So there. I stick it in, not in the middle, but always almost in the middle. So now it's through. You don't go this way. You turn your needle around and you go. So look, you came back from the shops. It's come back, but now you make a U-turn with your needle. And you go 1, 2, 3. This will make quite a bulky one. You turn it and you go back next to the other one. Then you pull this one a little bit. Don't let it come off your needle. And you pull through. Now that's quite a big French knot. You went 3 times. Okay. So let's try another one. Right next to it. There. Almost. That's way. But if you go in the middle, it's okay. Just somewhere there. But don't go back in the same hole. What did I do? Oh my soul. Okay. I'm using short threads and I'm pulling too hard because I'm used to very long threads. But for this purpose, I can't do that. Otherwise, I can't show you properly and everything's off the screen. So let's put this back and let's make a smaller French knot. Okay. So that is if you pull. This is 11 count 3 threads. So you play around on how big you want it. The basics is you push your needle through. Let me just hold here because this needle is not as sharp. That's why I like the 26. They just work better. Okay, so look. It came out here. Do you see? It came out there. So I came out of the shop door. There I walk. Look here. I make a U-turn and I come like this next to it. My U-turn. I go 1, 2. And I decide, oh no, I turn back. And there I go inside. This was 2 times around the needle with 11 count 3 threads. There's a smaller one. Let's go again. Da 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 da. I'm coming out of the shop door. Out of the shop door. Out of the shop door. Look here. Your thread makes a U-turn. Let your needle follow this. U-turn. U-turn. Then your thread comes back like this. Let's make a big one. Let's make a huge one, yeah. So it made a U-turn. Now you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You made your groceries very big. And then you go back to stick your needle in next to that hole. You see? Doink. And then you pull it through. But hold this one, otherwise you have a very splotchy French knot. You must hold it tight there to have a neat one. You see? There. And it's smaller than that one because it's been held differently. And that's how you play to get yours. But I like to do mine just plain like this. On a 11 count, I came out the shop, make a U-turn, come back, 1, 2, 3. Stick it a bit further away. And the size also depends on how stiff you pull it here, right? Okay, now I didn't pull it that stiff. Okay? And there's my little ball. So it all depends on how you want to do it. They're different. The way you turn them around the needle and the tightness you hold them. So I came out the shop, make a U-turn, I pack my groceries in, I turn back to pay it, and I go back. You see, oh, that's needles. Okay, so now I pull it through, and you decide the tension of your knot. You see? Okay, let's go again. I come out the shop. I run out the door. Oh no, I make a U-turn. I come back with the needle. 1, 2, 3. I turn it. And I go next to that hole. And there you go. If I don't pull it that hard, you see, you play with it. I'm just pulling it different ways so you can see. Remember, I also didn't stick them. I can do them exactly the same. But I'm showing you the tension and what you get with how many you turn it around. So let's do this. Let's go 4 because now I said 4 and I did 3. Get out of the shop. You turn. You pack your trolley. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to loosen it up a bit. I'm not going to tight pull it. I'm just holding it there. I pull it through. You see. Then the bump on top is bigger. Now look, you come out the shop. You must play around with this because it all depends on how many times you take it through, around the corner, over the needle, and the tension you pull it on the side. The basic thing here today is not for me to show you how neat to do it. You need to practice it. It must come out there. The U-turn immediately, your needle like this. 1, 2, 3. I just want to test something here. Okay, so we come back and we just go 3 times. I'm not going to pull it now. I just want to see if I don't pull it at all how. But it looks unneat. I know it looks unneat when that happens. But anyway, let's see. And you go next to the hole, right next to it. Don't go in the same hole, then it's going to pull through. There you go. There's your French knot. Let's do it again. You come out the shop. You run and oh no, make a U-turn. And you turn your needle and you take, my thread is short now, that's irritating. 1, 2, 3. And you turn it, you go back next to it. And here is the important part. Here you control the tension of your French knot and you pull it. See, there they are. So they're all lots of different ones now because the tension is different. Oh, that's needle. There, I go through, come back, make a U-turn. Let's make a 2-1. You turn, go back, and you pull. There's a smally-pally one, okay? Go in, come out the store, make a U-turn, take 1, 2, 3, turn back. And you squash it in there. The spacing of where you put it back as well, it all depends there. Look, I'm still pulling there. So that one came out so nice. I don't know why one always comes out so nice. So you come back, come out the store, you make a U-turn, you pull 3, let's do 4. 4, you turn back. And which one did I? Oh, this one's very skew. But it's the basic idea I'm showing you. Someone asked me how I make mine, and this is how I make mine. But I do decide when I make them exactly where I put them. And there's your French knots. They work the same. That was a 2, that was a 4. It make a big bump. The tension wasn't right. That tension was perfect. There's a 2 and there's a 3. And normally you do it over stitches. If you do it alone, you need more to make it fatter. You understand? So this is not for knit. This is to show you, you come out, you make a U-turn back, you swing it around. It depends on how many times and how big you want your French knot. You take it, you turn, you push it back next to it, you hold your one thread and you pull it through. And that is a basic French knot. I hope that helped. I don't know. French knots is not my favorite thing, but I know how to do them and I know how to get them the same. But I do them. Let's do one more just to show you. Okay, let's just start again because I had to get another. Okay, you know what? I am now sick of that. Where's my right needle? Just hold on. That is just giving me the heebie-jeebies. Really, really heebie-jeebies. Let's do a 14 count French knot with 2. Yeah, let's do that. I like them. They look dainty. Alrighty then. So with your needle, let me rethread the 26 needle. This is going to be a basic 14 count. So on this, it's going to look very small because it's supposed to be a minute one. It's not the same. Those are 3 threads. This is 2 threads. Let's start quickly with a proper needle. Yeah, proper needle. It can change. It's life-changing, I promise you. Look at that. So proper needle. Let's start quickly. But remember, this is now 2 threads. The coverage won't be the same. Look, it's 2 threads on an 11 count. That doesn't go. You should not do that. It does not look nice. Please, no 2 threads on 11 count. 3 threads. Okay, so this is just an example on a 2 thread French knot. Alright, and the right needle, of course. So we come out, you run out the door and like, wow, you make a U-turn, you come back. Now 1, 2, 3, it's going to be very small. Remember, this is a 14 count 2 string French knot. Now you pull it a bit here so it's stiff. And you take it through. There's something underneath that's bugging me. But look at that little baby now. It's a little baby. Yes, little baby. Let me just cut off what's bugging me here on the bottom, because that is annoying. Okay. So that was the 3 on, but that is small, like your eyes of your things. On Joy Sunday, when you do eyes of animals and stuff, it will look like that. So you pull it through, you make a U-turn. You grab it, 1, 2, 3, 4. You turn around. You decide to go back with your full trolley. Remember to handle your tension on this side. Pull through. Now this one's going to be bigger. You see? That's the basic French knot. Lots of people make them perfect. But I am not a perfectionist. If they go together, I make sure that I do them type of the same. They don't always come out the same, but I like to, if I work a specific place and there's lots of them, but normally they don't have to be like that. You see, there's another one. There's your French knot handled. Alrighty then, I hope that helped a lot, and I'll be back in a second. Right, let me chat to you while I get ready here. Let's do tent stitch. Lots of people call it tent stitch or tent stitch. It is the way they're using it. I promise you it's a normal half stitch. Okay? So everyone wants to know, what's tent stitch? What's this? It's a fancy name they're using for half stitch on our printed cross stitch. Because our printed cross stitch, there's no something like we do tapestries. We are using a half stitch. Now we are on a 11 count. Let me just thread. So on a 11 count. And if you want to do tent stitch on 11 count, you use a full string. Now, I want to show you actually. You can put it through like this. You'll see your stitches aren't so neat. So, unfortunately, if you do tent stitch on an 11 count, it takes 6 strings. You can use it as is. Oh, my soul. But look what you should actually do when you do tent stitch. You should separate all 6 strands. That is the correct way. So you separate your 6 strands, even if they bundle together for you. And you can do it like that, no problem. Your work won't be as neat though. Okay, so there you go. 6 strands separated. Just to bring them back together again, eh? Ay, 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 ay. Mission impossible. And I'm not perfect, I'm telling you. Sometimes I just grab it and I do it. It depends on how I feel. But if you want it perfect, you need to separate your threads. If you want it neater. So there's 2. And it's a mission. I promise you, it's a mission. When I take chances. What I do is the 10 stitch. You'll see now I'm going to do a whole conference room, a mushroom house with 10 stitch. I will compare one piece where I separate them, and I'll compare one where I just use the whole thing. And if the difference is not much, I promise you I'm not going to go through this PT every time. It's a lot. Okay, so almost all of them back together. Because I separated them, they are more fluffy, they're going to look better, and you'll see what I mean just now. So they're all back together. Look at the thickness we got there. Let's get them there. Alrighty then, let's do this. Okay, 10 stitch, here we go. So okay, that was not nice. I've recorded the whole piece, I showed you all of it, and I didn't realize my recording stopped. So I am doing it again, and it doesn't matter. Let me show you. So the last one where the video died, I separated all the threads and I wanted to work with them. Now I'm going to rethread the needle with the separated threads. You'll see that I've done all that. I explained all that, and I did not realize the video was off on my soul. Alright, so let's start this. Remember that people, when they talk about 10 stitch, whatever, it's just normal half stitch. In our printed cross stitch community, they are just confusing you if they want to talk about their fancy 10 stitch. It's normal half stitch. Alright, let's look at this. Don't get confused. Let that light go on and think, oh, she's talking about half stitch. 10 stitch is normal half stitch, and that's exactly what it is. Alrighty then, let me make a start here. And this is with your separated threads. Now you have heard nothing what I said in the previous clip because it got cut off right now. I'm going to check it the whole time because there's 15 minutes gone. So half stitch, you come in, you go out. It is like you start your normal stitch, but it's just half. You don't close it. You see? Look at that. That is basically what everyone is fussing about. It's 10 stitch. Just in your head, remember, she's talking about half stitch. Now I've separated the threads. I've tested it both ways, as you know. You didn't see it, and I'm going to do it again. But I'm not happy with the coverage of this, you see. The coverage is too much. I even did a second row, and the coverage is not nice, you know. So I'm not going to make more threads. What I'm telling you is, on a 11 count for half stitch, your 10 stitch, you use double the amount of threads. So 11 count, what do you use? 3. So now 10 stitch, you use 6 threads. And if you see you're not happy with the results, like me now, because I'm not happy with this results, you will wash this thing until you blue. It won't cover all this white in the back. So I will see. I'm going to make the conference room. You're going to see that. I will do it. Me and my friends are doing that conference room. It is a mushroom house. I will unbox one this week as well, or next week, and show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to do that in full half stitch, your 10 stitch, the fancy word they use. Alright, so this is it, and this is when you separate them. They are super neat, but the coverage for me on this, remember, it depends on which you can test it, because sometimes you get thinner threads, but this thread doesn't cover nicely, and there's 6 strings and they are separated. I don't like it, so it's not going to go down, not at all. You see, there is 2 rows to show you, and I have tried the other one in the previous clip that didn't record, but I'm going to do it again. And I know for a fact there's not much difference between the two. Sometimes you get the difference, but I must show you both so you see, right? Now you can see what I've done here. There is no way I will freeze over before that happens, that you're going to wash this to cover everything. Good luck with that. It's not happening. This coverage, if you're happy with it, good. I'm not. I want more coverage. Oh, what did I do? Oh, my cross brain came in and I wanted to make a cross. These are not crosses. Alright, so this is when they separated and I don't like the coverage. I want to show you quickly the other one. Let's pull that out. Let's pull a normal piece of string out here. Where is a normal piece of string? Alright, let's pull that one out. That one has not been separated, right? Not separated at all. For you who's waiting for the Silky Saturdays, we do not have power. I will record that a bit later. Alright, let's thread this one quickly. So this one has not been separated and it's so close. So close. There's just certain flaws that you will see they look different. Then if they look bumpy or knotty or whatever, test it. Separate them, don't separate them, test them. I want to cut that off. I'm not doing that now. I just want this clip to work out. Alrighty then. So now this is the ones that's not separated. Okay. I'm going to do a row so you can see the difference. You start like I showed you. Or the way you like to start. This is just the sturdy way and it's going nowhere. Try it. It's also called a pan stitch, but it's just the way I've always, oh no man, what am I doing? I had a knot. You see? Frustrating. Alright, let's try that for the 100th time. It's because of this ring. I'm not used to work like this. It's difficult for me, but this, for the purpose of this video, it should be like this. Okay, I showed you how I do that. It's just very thick, you'll see, and you can pull, it's going nowhere. Now you start, remember not to close your stitch because you're not doing a cross stitch, you're doing a half stitch. And there you go. This is the thread that has not been separated. And there's not much difference. You'll see now. Okay, this one is a bit fluffier than the previous one. But no, it's not. Look at that. So, this is it's just a half stitch. Like I showed you my normal stitches. You just don't close it. You use, like for 11 count, you need 3. So, for the half stitch on a 11 count, you need 6. For half stitch on 14, 16 and 18 you need 4. On half stitch on an 8 count you need 8. But that is standard. If you are like me and this is not good enough for you because this will irritate the living daylights out of me, all this white sticking out. It's just too much for me. So I'll add 2 threads. I'll test it again and I will see what it looks like. And you know what? Let's do that. Let's quickly, it's so quick, let's test it. This white is too much for me. So, that is the normal way. That's how you do your 10 stitch. I do not like the way it's coming out. So, let's double it. I just want to show you, this is not the normal way to do it. Please remember, what I'm showing you now is a test. I want to see the coverage. Or let's see how much am I going to use. 6 is coverage. Okay, I just want to test something. And I'm going to do it on camera. And if it's a bloop, it's a bloop. I want to test something. I'm sorry, I want this thing covered. And I do not like the way it looks at all. It is just not covered enough. This is too thick for this needle. Okay, so let's try it first. There's 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to try it with 9. And this is not normal. This is me testing the coverage. Alright? And this is how I play around if I want something done and if I want it nice. Nothing wrong with that. If you want your things different, do it like that. Because I do not like the way that looks. It will kill me to work on something and it looks like that the whole time. It will kill me. I promise you I can't do it. Alrighty then. So, let's see if everything's in. Alrighty then. Now, there's not 6, there's 9 in here. And it's going to make a very difficult start. So, bear with me. I just want to test it. This is just my way of testing stuff, and why not on camera? Let's do it on camera and let's see. The start's going to be very heavy because it's thick, and this one I'm going to cut off there because it's not equal. I'm making a blooper there. No, not yet. Alrighty then, that little piece will cut off now. I'm just testing it because I am absolutely not happy with this. I expect it to happen. I'm gonna work it a bit so it gets through. Probably break a needle. Did I break a needle? Yeah, I broke the needle, I think. Doesn't even want to go through so thick. Yep, needle's off. Needle's gone. Alright, okay, but we're not gonna stop. We're gonna try. You can forward this piece if you don't want to see what I'm trying here, but I'm gonna get it right. I will succeed. Get another needle. This must work because I can't. Do you like it when that sticks out like that? I don't. It's good if you do, but for me I don't. I just don't. So this is not 6, this is actually 9. I have never tried to start like I start with 9, so by the way. So let's see. I'll probably break a few needles in the process. Let's leave the tail there. Ha! You see? Oh, there you go. Got it. You see? We just carry on regardless and we try until we succeed. I just want to cut all this nonsense off here. Okay. So let's start. Let's see the coverage on 9 on this specific one. And what is that in there? Something from the back coming out now. Oh man. I just want to try something, so bear with me. Please bear with me. I want to see how the coverage looks now. This might be too much, but that's the only way we will know, right? So coverage with 9. Let's see the difference. Now look at the difference. Yep, and this will close down. So this, if you wash it, will close down. It is thick, but that is up to you. You have a lot of white, you don't have a lot of white. You can use less than 9. You play with it. This will definitely cover. So I want more coverage. If my threads look like skimpy like that, I will definitely use more. So this, when it washes, when you got 2 lines underneath each other, it's going to look better. But this is not the standard way. I've tested something now to make my coverage more. I do not like it when it doesn't cover, and this coverage looks nice. I am losing stuff, including my mind, right? Alright, let's check it out. Yeah, this coverage is much better. So when I wash this, and when it's a bit older, it's gonna really, really fluff and make it close. Those ones, they won't close as much as this. I might use this amount, I might use more, but it depends on the floss and the coverage. You must play with it, you see. But this will cover, because I'll show you now. I'm going to show you now. Let me just get this to the top, otherwise I have poofy there in the back. Let's make one more to give a better example. Now look at, I'm going to play with this to show you quickly. Let's do this. Let's end it off there. Let's end it off. Let's just, I'm not going to end off like normal. I just want to get rid of this thread quickly, okay? So if you end off like this, it's going to come loose. I'm just getting rid of it. Now, let me show you something. Now, when this thing gets rubbed, and that, look here. That coverage doesn't get more. Look here. This is just working it. Remember, that's not tight. So if you wash, this coverage is going to be more. This. You see what I mean? I would rather have mine look like that. You see, when they, what happens when you wash or when it gets older? Your threads separate. They separate more, okay? They separate a little bit more. Now that separates, look, that's the top ones because they separate. The second one's not at all because we didn't separate them. Now the third ones I didn't separate, but I used more threads, and look at that. So that's what happens to them. You see. So you need to play and see what you're happy with. I hope the 10th stitch is now easier for you or easier to understand. You see, this you don't sit and do this. This happens. This happens when you wash and goes through wash and stuff. This happens. Look at this coverage against this. You see? So you decide. It's up to you. I showed you the way that's normal. And then, this is what the video is about. Show you what I do and how I do mine. And I like the thicker one better because it's covered and it looks beautiful. Alright, and that covers half stitch, the fancy name, or your plain normal 10 stitch. Right, so now I'm going to show you, I've showed you what to do with silk, right? Now silk, I'm just going to work a bit with silk. I showed you all the basics. There's nothing different. You will work exactly the same. The big difference with your silk, just grab a needle here. I've got everything everywhere. The big difference is with silk, you have to take it through something. You're going to struggle if you don't. Get yourself some beeswax like I showed you in the beginning and pull it through. So there you go, and your silk is loaded. This is very short. I just want to show you. There it is. And look how easy it is when you put it through your beeswax. So let's start. Because silk, if you don't put it through beeswax, I feel sorry for you. It does become the greatest mission of your life. Now there you go. And when you start silk, hold this piece. He will thank me later. It does not. It fluffs up. It's not nice. But you see, it's normal. And remember, when you take your silk through beeswax, it does not shine anymore. The shine is gone. But there's no worries. That shine, if it's a big piece, you'll see some of the pieces will start shining again. Because the more you touch or work with it, the beeswax goes off. Now when you finish with a silk piece and you wash it, the beeswax come off because you must remember to, I wash it in warm water as well. Warm water, the beeswax comes off. And no, you cannot use other wax. What did the other lady ask me the other day? Petroleum jelly wax or I don't know what. No, it's going to stay in your Ada. It's beeswax because beeswax is water soluble and it comes off. That other stuff has got oil in. Beeswax does not have oil. So there you go. You do it exactly like you do. And look, it's a breeze, but only because I put it through beeswax. So it's basically that. You have to put it through there if you don't want to struggle. That's just coming from the back. And there you go. They're perfect. Can you see? They are perfect. I'm going to do the Silky Saturday video now. But I am not doing it like this. I'm going to comfortably sit. But that will be much later. We are having a big power problem. But we always do. But it does influence the way I make my videos. So this is basic. The only thing here is you need to put it through beeswax. Please put your silk through beeswax or through thread magic or through any thread wax, not through petroleum wax or I don't know what kind of stuff the people wanted to use now. Not that. Alright, I just want to show you something. I'm going to do it with this. Confetti. Let's talk confetti quickly. Confetti is not a death sentence, okay? You can jump. You do not have to have the perfect back. If you want the perfect back, then stop, start. That's the only way you can do that. If you want a perfect back, you have to stop and start. That's it. Or that whole lot of threads hanging down, I don't do that. I do not do that. Here's a piece. I do my piece off like there's a one singular thing here, for instance. And now there's nothing to go because that was the only lonesome one. Oh no, because the next one's here. So what? Let's go there. Make an Olympian jump and go there. Pull it nice, keep your tension right, and there you go. And you like finish with this piece because that color was pink, this one's pink. You're like, oh no. Now the other one's here. Don't worry, let's jump there. That's how I handle confetti. And that's the only way I handle confetti. If you do not want to do it like that, then you're going to have to stop and start. Stop and start. If you want a neater back and you still want to do it like I do it, what you do is you do your confetti first. Why? Because if you do this confetti first, then your other work works over your spider lines in the back. I don't care how they look. As long as your tension is right in the back. And you don't have humps and bumps. You are free flowing. There's nothing wrong. You can carry on. So that is how I handle confetti. It's not a death sentence. You must be very glad when you get confetti. Why? Because it gives the most beautiful, beautiful pictures. They, what do you call it? It gets definition. So definition comes from confetti because it's a color mix and they add and subtract colors. That's what confetti does. It makes it amazing. So I'm not scared of confetti. I always have 2 or 3 projects going, but sometimes 12 or 14. Or if you know me, I've got a bit. But I will switch over. If the confetti gets too much, I'll have a piece where there's big block stitching. I'll block stitch a while and then I'll go back to the confetti. No problem at all. I hope this helped. I'll be back in a second. Righty then, let's go to the next one that I am going to go through. And after this clip, guess what? We are doing sewing method. We're doing the way I stitch on my sew-alongs. So, or my stitch-alongs, sew-alongs, whatever. Now backstitching, ladies and gentlemen. Backstitching, our favorite thing in the world, right? Backstitching. Now let me get this in. Now on 11 count you backstitch with 2 threads. On a 14 count you backstitch with 1 thread, but I don't. I backstitch the amount that looks nice to me. So sometimes on a 14 count I also use 2 because all that work and I can't see what I've done. I don't like it. Now on backstitch, I'm going to show you the basics. And then you must decide what you think of it, okay? But this is how I handle backstitching. Now in the back of backstitching, in the back, this is the back. This is now not the front of your material. You hook it on other things, you carry on, you make yourself a little knot, because this is now, you're going to work now. And I need a sharp needle, I don't have one, but today you normally take a sewing needle for backstitching. It works better, right? You go through other stitches. I don't need it today because I'm showing you here. That's what I do in the back. I go and then I come out where I need to be. So that's supposed to be the back. You tighten it up where you want or how you can. Now, you have a sewing needle with a sharp point. That's how you do backstitching. I do not need it because I'm not going over things today. Now, backstitching, you come out and you go. Now, it's basically outlining. I'm going to do a piece straight to show you. You come out there, then you go in. Now, if you do a straight line with backstitching, where you go in, you come out where you end the next time. So you go there. Wait. Let me show you. Oh, I'm shaking everything here. There you go. You come out. And you can decide how long you want these things. They can go long. They can go short. Now, that's your first 2. So where do you go now? You go where you want to start. Pull it so everything's stiff. And you go out. Say you want to do 2 now. Then when you go finish there, so you pull it through, you come out where you want to end. And you go back. It's basically loops, you see. And that makes your straight line. Look there. And if it looks like that, you come out where you want to start. Ooh, where's the needle? It ran away. Okay, you come out with... We did it again. Oh, man. That is just too much for me now. Okay, I'll have to hold it because I'm trying to keep it stiff, but I'll just pull it stiff. You come out there. Then you go to the end where you want to end. And this one, you go out where you want to end the next time and you come back. So it's basically loops, you see. Now the problem comes in because it's not always this simple. You can go like this and you can go back. It's a straight wall. Look at that. See? And then you make another. I'm pulling in the back because I'm keeping them stiff. You need to keep them very, very stiff. come out there, go back in there. You can do that as well. So it's very diverse, you see. That's straight, and I'm gonna go back in here. It's like straight slats that you're making here, you see. So it depends on what you're doing, on how long you're gonna go with these things. But now comes the pain in the butt. Sorry for the word. Now you need to go around. You make round ones. So I'm gonna make a round back stitch now. So it depends on how you need to follow the outlines. It's not always as simple as just going straight. So you push it in where you need to have it. That's the basic way to do it. But then if you need to form it, you follow the basic rule from where to go in and come out. And then you need to stick holes in. This is why you use a sewing needle for back stitching, not the needle you work with. Because this is not always so easy because you go over stitches. You see now, this one to make it round goes in there. Some of them are going to be long, some of them are going to be small. Because why? Because you need the desired shape you need, you know. If you struggle, take a pen and mark it for you. So this is very difficult for me. I'm not a big, but I have to write. So this is how you shape it. You need a sewing needle. That was too far. I'm going to not have a round one. You need a sewing needle and you form it. It's like outlining your work. It's not difficult. It's just time consuming, you see. So that is how you do rounds. The basic concept I showed you, and then you can do shapes, you can follow, you can do anything you like. That's basic. Basically what you need to know. You need the basics and then how to turn. So the basics I showed you, and then when you turn, you need to stick your sewing needle in everywhere you want to go. So I hope this really helps you, and let's get to the sewing method. Alrighty then, let's get to the end part here. And this is the part that you, Jane, my friend, was waiting for. This is the way I stitch. Now normally I stitch, I'm sitting back, I hold it up straight. But for this purposes, I'm going to go slow, slow, slow. I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I do without a hoop or frame. I showed you the basics. So now we do the basics, but we work a bit faster because we do not have to go in, out, everywhere. We can do one movement. That's the trick here. So when I top sew, sewing method, or just the way I do it. Alright, so I start like I showed you. I covered all the basics, I think. If I didn't cover something, please tell me. So this is the basic start. I showed you already, but I go in and out immediately. I do not have to go and pull it. So it's in and out immediately. Now it's in and out immediately. So this is how I do a full stitch. Okay, let's do full stitch. In and out immediately. Oh no, what is happening? Okay, that was a bully. I don't know, the thread is going against me and it's telling me Nana, not today. Okay, and I want it long because I want to show you quite a bit, and this thread is not playing nice with mommy. Alright, let's just rethread here, and I'm not going to start over. You know, stuff happens in life and it just happens. Okay, let's see here. Alright, let's rethread. Like everything I do now, I've showed you. I've showed you every step and every stitch I use, I've showed you. But now there's different ways of using them. Alright, so I started. Now I don't do one stitch at a time. I come out immediately and I pull. So I go in and out and I pull. In and out, pull. In and out, pull. This is when I make one full stitch at a time. In, out, pull. I close it. I go to where I start the next stitch, pull. In, out, pull. When you close your stitch, you go to, you start your needle where you start the next stitch. There you go, pull. So there, in and out, pull. Then when you close it, you go to where you start your next stitch, pull. Alright, And this goes the same for sideways. You go in, you close your stitch and out where you start the next one. In, out with the next one. So close it, start where the next one is. This is the straight one, in, out. Then you go in to close it, start where your next one goes. And in, out, pull. Close, start where you start your next stitch. In, out, done. Close your stitch, come out where you start your next stitch. Do you understand that? I don't know. So, in, out, pull. You go in, you close your stitch, you push your needle out where the next one starts. Close your stitch. Then make your stitch here. It's the first line. It's the in, out makes your 1/2 stitch. Then you close your stitch, go to the next start of the next stitch, pull. Same goes for up and down. Now, you can also do this. You go in, out, pull. In, out, pull. You see? You make your half stitches up. Look. In, out, pull. In, out, pull. Guide my finger is always behind my work. I guide the needle. I feel if there's stuff because my threads are in front. In, out, pull. In, out, pull. In, out, pull. Now, I want to go back. Same thing. In, out, pull. In, out, pull. If you want to start a new stitch somewhere, you just go to the hole where you started. You see, in, out, pull. Now, this is the way I stitch. Easy as that. I hope you can see that. So, in, out, pull. In, out, pull. Now, I want to start, say I want to go somewhere else. I'll take my hand and I'll do a jump. I'll do a jump and there we go. Ta-da! We're there. Let's make a full one. In, out, pull. You go out, start where you want the next one, pull. In, out, pull. Start where you want the next one where you come out. You see? Does that help? I hope so. Look here. It's in, out, pull. That the in and out, the straight in, out, always it's your half stitch. When you close your stitch, you go to the next spot where you want to start and you pull. In, out, pull. You close your stitch, go to the next one. You can skip. Look there. You want to start there. Cook. Look. I almost said cake. Cake is look. Cake is Afrikaans for look. You see? So it's basically as easy as that. If you have questions about that, please ask me. So I jumped here for where I want to start my next ones. Look, in, out, pull. Now I close my stitch. Where I close my stitch, I take my needle to where I want to start my next stitch. Boom. In, out. This is when you make full stitches. You see? And I go in, I'm closing my stitch, I jump to the next one I want to start. There you go. Then I go in, out, and I'm finishing off now. So here will be the back. I go to the back and I end it off. That's basically how I stitch. I hope this helps. You know, and there I ended it off like I normally do, and it's going nowhere. See, that is how I do it. I think it's the easiest way and the fastest way. So I really hope you hope you picked up something you did not know. If not, thank you for watching. And I'm glad to help anyone. And I'm here for you. Anyone that wants to ask a question, anyone that wants to email me, private message me on Facebook, I don't mind. Please ask me. I will help you if you want to know anything about the things I showed here today. So thank you for spending your precious time with me. I'm off to make the Silky Saturday video in the dark. But in any way,